Yeah, those are bones in there. Worst comes to worst, I do have my 9mm on me. A lot of noises coming from inside the house. Hey, what's up, everyone? James from Junkyard Fox. Thank you so much for joining me on my first stealth camping adventure of 2024. And I am in Acala, Texas, which is an abandoned ghost town about 2 hours away from where I live. And I think that would make a very interesting setting for a stealth camping adventure. So, of course, you guys know the deal. It's going to be an overnighter. I got to find a hidden little spot where I can lay my bedding, cook my food. But at the same time, this little ghost town is not very large, but it has a lot of personality. There's an abandoned grocery store, an abandoned cafe, and of course all these buildings are creepy and dilapidated. So I think we can spice this video up a little bit while I explore these little buildings and provide you a little bit of some history and what happened here. So as always, thank you so much for joining me. Let's get started. So check out this dilapidated farmhouse. Now, Acala was never a gigantic town. It was just a farming town, and its main crop was cotton. So you see all this barren field. You can easily imagine 100 years ago, this would have been green with cotton crops. It never had more than about 150 people at most. But really interesting town. A little bit of a side note is those green plants over there, those green bushes, that's wolfberry, and wolfberry, I have a video on that. They do grow some berries during the summer months that are edible, very delicious. They taste like ketchup. And so this town has a lot of it because there's a lot of irrigation still going on to this day. The Rio Grande still brings water to this area. And so that's what makes these wolfberry bushes grow. So during the summer months, this would be some good eating right here. But before the sun sets, I do want to explore the grocery store and the cafe. So right beside the grocery store is the cafe. Let's see if we can get in there and check it out. So I gotta be careful with my stepping because the floorboards are already starting to break apart. So, you know, I'm 200 pounds. I don't want to risk breaking through and injuring myself. So We're just gonna get a look-see here and then head out. So it's starting to get pretty cloudy. I wouldn't be surprised if we get some rain later on this evening. Now, it is early springtime, and the irrigation for the farmlands has already begun, and that means mosquitoes. Now, I have been here before. I scouted this place back in October for a potential Halloween special, and I got annihilated by mosquitoes because it was still warm around that time, and so I decided to wait until wintertime when the mosquitoes were dead, and then I took too long, and now it's springtime. But the canals are all flowing water, meaning mosquitoes are breeding. I've already been attacked multiple times now, so I did prepare for this. I did bring some mosquito insect repellent and then some mosquito device, a USB charged device, so we'll try that tonight. Hopefully I don't get eaten alive while I'm sleeping, but yeah, check out all this flowing water. That's a mosquito nursery right there for their babies. And the canals are everywhere. So I have about an hour and a half before the sun sets. I think it's time for me to start finding my home for the night. Find a place where I can lay my bedding. Now, it is pretty windy and it's been gloomy all evening, so I wouldn't be surprised if rain comes my way at some point. So I would like to find a place that's nice and hidden. Also, a lot of these places do have signs, private property, and I'm right beside a road where cars are constantly driving by. So if I can find a place where I'm tucked in and hidden, where I'm not drawing unnecessary attention to myself, that would be ideal. So time to start scouting around for tonight's home. So this building appears to be a little bit more sturdy, a little bit more put together. I don't want to sleep under here because those rafters birds sleep in and they'll crap all over you. Look at the floor. Crap everywhere, pigeons, doves. And check this out. This isn't regular bird poop. Oh, wow. These are owl pellets. You guys know what that is? Owls will consume their prey whole like lizards and mice, and then they vomit out the bones and the fur. Look, you can see a little tooth right there of some kind of rodent. Yeah, those are bones in there. Those are the front teeth of some kind of mouse. Probably a pack rat. And they're all over. See, you open this, there's bones in there. So owls may be living in here. At least at one point owls were living in here and they puke up their little pellets. More owl pellets. These little skulls. Possibly baby rabbit. But they have the eye skulls, the front teeth. A jawbone over there. Huh. So I do believe I've made my choice of where I'm gonna lay down for the night. I do like this little area because these walls provide me protection from the wind. I will be exposed in case it rains, but oh well. I'd rather sleep out here than in there with all the birds crapping on me, and if there's rodents, and who knows if there's asbestos and such. So I think right here will be a good spot. So check it out. I lay my bed this way, and I have protection from the wind here, here, and here. So I'll be pretty okay from the winds in case they get too strong. Also, my lighting. Of course, I am filming a stealth camping video, so you guys need to see what I'm doing at nighttime. So if I turn on my lanterns, I think all these walls provide a break, so they're not visible up here in the front, because up here in the front is the street. And the last thing I want to do is be drawing attention to myself. That's the street right there. So here's home for the night. Nothing too fancy, just my tarp, my inflatable air mattress and pillow, and then a wool blanket. Now, in case it gets extremely cold, I do have my Pathfinder bivy I can wrap myself in, and a crappy little tarp slash poncho that I can add as a blanket, makeshift blanket if need be. I don't think it's going to be much colder than 30, to be honest, 30 degrees, so I think I should be okay. Now, in case it's extremely cold, I did come in my truck. My truck is not far away, so I can, I have spare blankets and stuff like that in there. I just feel like that kind of defeats the challenge, so I'm trying to stay minimalist with just the stuff that I brought on my back. And then, other than this, of course, I got my lanterns for later on when it gets dark. And I'm starting to get hungry. So in my dry bag right here, I do have some ingredients to make some steak fajitas. So I'm getting pretty hungry. So pretty soon I'm going to start looking for a place where I can start cooking up some dinner. So now that sunset is just around the corner, mosquitoes are starting to become an issue. They're really annoying, and once again, there's water irrigation canals everywhere, meaning mosquitoes are going to be everywhere. So in anticipation to this, of course I have insect repellent, but I generally hate the feeling of it, just like I hate the feeling of lotion or sunscreen on my skin. It grosses me out. So I'm going to try two things. First of all, I did get a citronella candle. And second, I bought this electronic thing, and you just charged it. I already charged it at home, and then you place it in there, and it protects you apparently within 15 feet. So once I connect this and get it going, I'll stay in close vicinity of it. So we shall see. Today's the first day I try this. Let's see how this goes. And I'm really hoping I get some protection from the mosquitoes. If not, I'm going to be devoured alive. That's why I didn't film this as a Halloween special, because there was just so many mosquitoes. And out here in the farmland, they just grow rampant, and they attack you like bees almost. I've been attacked several times last summer like that. So all right, tighten this up. All right, so supposedly it's going now. See the little blue light? So, I don't know if I should light this up yet or not. Yeah, let's just play it safe, just because once again I hate mosquitoes. So, yeah. there we go. So, hoping for some protection from the damn mosquitoes. And now it's time for dinner. Okay, folks, so I'm about to start breaking out the pocket rocket so I can start heating up my dinner. Today's going to be a very simple meal, but very delicious. So, we got some green chili, some very thin steaks for some fajitas, tortillas, and asadero cheese. So, really good stuff. Once again, very simplistic, but it's going to be very tasty. So I just finished cooking my steaks. I forgot I didn't bring a pan, so I did just use the top of my water container, and I cooked up my little steaks. And in my infinite wisdom, I forgot to click play on the damn video. So yeah, that's what I did right there. So these are good to go. I had to kind of hurry because these ants are attacking me. In fact, some are climbing right on my boots as we speak. All right, let's get the... All right, so we got the little steaks, and let's get some asadero cheese on here. I believe asadero cheese is probably not popular in your area. It's something like mozzarella, like a long, thin, kind of like a tortilla cheese, I guess. It kind of tastes like mozzarella. Really good. I'm hoping it melts onto the steak, but I don't think it's going to do so. In between filming, things are getting cold because I'm fighting the ants over here. And I am going to add some green chili as well. And just try to make this as quick. It's not going to be the prettiest thing you've ever seen. So there we go, just a very brief improvised steak fajita or steak burrito, whatever you want to call it. I got little pieces of steak, some green chili, some asadero cheese, and I'm just going to put a little bit more seasoned salt on there. And it's chow time, and I'm going to go eat away from this area because these ants are attacking me. I got myself my little burrito, and yeah, I had to move away because the damn ants kept attacking me. So, time to eat. It's good. You know, in a perfect world, if I was car camping, I'd have extra things like guacamole and onions, but because I'm stealth camping, I'm kind of limited on what I'm carrying on my back. And of course, I didn't want to bring too much food. This was already complex as it is with the meat and the cheese and all that. But good. I was getting pretty hungry, so it's going to be just fine. So just finished my dinner and the sun has set and the mosquitoes are out in force. I am fighting ants and mosquitoes out here, and this citronella candle isn't doing a damn thing to stop them. So I'm gonna power this thing up again. I turned it on originally and then I turned it off because I decided to save it for later because it only has a 4-hour battery life. So I think it's a good a time as any to power this thing on, and let's see if it helps with these mosquitoes because they are very aggressive out in the farmlands. Damn mosquitoes. So, new development. On the good side, mosquitoes have calmed down. I think that little device that I'm carrying around my hip is working. Bad side, you see those lights over there? That's Mexico. This town is really close to the border. I thought I was driving north away from the border, away from El Paso. It turns out this got me even closer. So I am very close to the border and there's a lot of border patrol activity. I see a lot of trucks passing by back and forth since earlier today. And that's gonna complicate things. So yeah, now it's very much a stealth camping mission because I'm trying to not be seen by anybody. On one hand, we have the Border Patrol, and even though I am a US citizen and I'm not, defacing property or anything like that, I can see why they would be upset that I'm out here trespassing in private property or putting myself at risk, or they may think that I'm possibly aiding illegal immigrants, possibly like a coyote or something. Coyote, is that what you call the people that transport folks? I'm not doing any of that, but to them, they just might see me as this stupid influencer thinking that he's above the law and he could do whatever he wants, and I could totally see them being upset about that. And on the other hand, this close to the border, there may be some illegal immigrants crossing over, and I'm not trying to make a statement about anybody. I'm not saying that that they're all going to be dangerous people, but I can say that some folks may be desperate, and here I am with all my camping equipment and stuff like that. So the less chance encounter for either one of them, the better. Worst comes to worst, I do have my P365 9mm on me. God forbid I ever have to use it to dissuade anyone to leave me alone or anything like that. But once again, it just got a little trickier than I anticipated. So very much stealth mode for the rest of the evening. So I may shut down these lights for a little bit and just rough it out. Luckily, the mosquitoes did calm down. So I'm hoping it's this device that I have on me. They give me a little bit of peace. I hear bats. Saw it. It's flying around out here. A lot of noises coming from inside the house. For sure there's bats. I saw about 3 of them. But now there's something walking. I could hear it stepping. Now I'm very cautious about turning on my light. But it's the only way we're gonna find out. All right. So I gotta say, I am not someone who's superstitious. I don't really fear ghosts or anything like that. But I do gotta admit that this is probably the creepiest place I have ever camped at. I just keep hearing noises inside this house, and there's bats flying above my head. And it's so dark. I feel like I'm in an episode of Courage the Cowardly Dog. It's getting windy. It feels like it wants to rain, and I hope not. But, yeah, more fear than ghosts for me is the fear of pissing off Border Patrol agents, or I'm just hoping to avoid running into anybody in general and just relax peacefully tonight. Okay, folks, so it is about 10 at night, and I'm going to call it a night pretty soon. It is getting pretty cold, and I didn't bring a jacket because I was already over encumbered with my gear, and now I'm kind of regretting that because it's getting pretty chilly, so I did lower my sleeves, and that wool blanket is looking mighty cozy. If it does get colder than that, I do have that bivy sack, although I'm avoiding using it if I don't have to, because that bivy sack envelops you like a sleeping bag, and so it's hard for me to get up if I need to get up in a hurry, if I hear an intruder nearby, something like that. And that's what has me pretty worried. How appropriate for a ghost town episode, but like I said, I'm not really worried too much about spirits or anything like that, but I do hear a lot of noises inside this house, and I'm sure most likely they're ground squirrels or pack rats or something like that, but my mind can't help but think, what if somebody's in there? What if some immigrants in there and hiding, and then they see me, and while I'm sleeping they try to rob me or something like that? Or on the other hand, it's, you know, a border patrol agent who saw my lights or something, and he may think I'm up to no good, and he gets here, and I just don't want to, you know, run the risk of pissing him off. So pretty scary stuff, and once again, very appropriate for a ghost town. It was surreal walking earlier today and witnessing all these houses, these dilapidated little markets and stuff like that. What happened to these people? I know that there was a post office established here in 1927. I looked for that post office. I could not find it, so I'm fairly certain it got demolished or fell apart at some point. And I look at these houses, and there's kids' swings and little toys and stuff like that, and I wonder what happened to these kids. What happened to, I mean, I'm sure most of them just grew up and left to bigger opportunities in the city or something. But yeah, so I'm making the best out of it. Pretty fun, pretty scary, but that's what makes this video more, it's gonna make it more memorable. But I'm about to lay down and keep that 9mm close by, and I don't know if I'm going to be getting much sleep, to be honest, but at least if I can stay warm, that's basically all I want right now. Well, everyone, that's about it for me. I'm going to call it a night. I don't think I'm going to be getting any deep sleep, but I am hoping to recharge my batteries a bit because I am pretty exhausted from lugging around the heavy pack while I was exploring earlier and all that stuff. So just rest a little bit. I am keeping my boots on in case, I have to get up in a hurry. And of course, I got my pistol right next to me. The mosquitoes did come back, but I have that little thing right there, hoping that works. And then I have my citronella candle as well. So hopefully it's not too bad. And that's about it for me, folks. So thank you for joining me, and I'll see you guys in the morning for some coffee. So I dozed off for about an hour. It is about 12:30 at night right now, and the temperatures did drop. It is pretty chilly. Luckily, I did remember that I did bring my Junkyard Fox beanie to help retain some body heat. Also did bring a couple of hot hands, so I shook them up. I'm placing them under here so they can help add some warmth. I did also unravel this one tigress tarp. I mean, it's a tarp, so it's very thin. It's not going to be, some thick blanket, but it does help in a pinch. And if my hands keep getting cold, I do have my gloves here on standby. I'll probably put them on as I'm sleeping, help retain some body heat. And that's about it. On the plus side, this chilly weather got the mosquitoes to go calm down. So I'm hoping there's a Goldilocks zone where it's chilly enough to keep them at bay, but it's not so cold where I'm miserable. But so far, it's manageable. Good morning, everyone. It is about 7 in the morning, and I slept okay. I do recall actually dozing off about 2-3 times. The mosquitoes calmed down, but then it got pretty cold. I was okay. I had the beanie. I did use these gloves to keep my hands warm. I did wrap my shamog around my neck because I could feel the breeze coming in under the blankets and it would hit my neck. So this really made a difference. And then I did throw some hot hands, and I ended up putting them here against my ears, and that really helped out. As for the wool blanket, I did open up my tarp, my one tigress tarp, and I opened it up, and then I placed the wool blanket on top because the wind kept moving the tarp, kept blowing it away, and it helped. My feet were cold the whole time because they were in the cowboy boots, and that was fine. It did get pretty cold around 5 in the morning. That's when I distinctly woke up because it was really damn cold and I was just shivering. But overall, it's not too bad. It's warming up pretty quickly, actually. And now the mosquitoes are waking up again. One got me pretty damn good right there. And that's basically what woke me up. But, yeah, so far so good. Now it's time to get some coffee going so I can warm up a little bit. There's a flock of quail that lives here. A good amount of them. Quail is delicious eating. But it's not their season. We have to wait till November for us to hunt them here. Well, everyone, that's about it for me. I drank my coffee, I packed it on up, but it's starting to get really windy and it's starting to rain. So I would say let's get out of here while the getting is good. Now, this adventure was a success, and I very much enjoyed exploring a ghost town. I just had no idea of how close I was to the border, and I don't fear ghosts and spirits as much as I fear getting in trouble with law enforcement or running across cartel members or something like that. So let's not push our luck. Let's go ahead and get on out of here, get on home. And this place was a very interesting reminder of how fleeting time is. All our cherished possessions that we currently have will one day end up in a scrap pile or owned by somebody else. The toys that your kids love to play with will end up in the garbage somewhere. Our cars will end up rusting away in some lot. And it makes you wonder where you're going to be in 50, 60 years, where your family's going to be, you know? Everything ends. It's very dust in the wind. But with that being said, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and get on out of here. So if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Let's go ahead and push for 1,000 likes on this adventure. And if you have any questions, comments, suggestions, go ahead and chime on down below. Let's get a conversation going. And that is about it for me, folks. So thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next week. Now go outside and get your boots dirty.